Hey y'all, my name is Adina Barnett Miller, but I'm known to my students as Mrs. B. I've been passionate about West Virginia history for as long as I can remember, but my mom would tell you it all started when I was 3 years old and she bought me a West Virginia counties puzzle at Gino's Pizza. I've taught history in Ripley, West Virginia for over 20 years now, and I'm an adjunct professor who teaches college West Virginia history to high school students. Please join me for West Virginia History with Mrs. B, a field trip across the Mountain State to walk in the footsteps of those who came before us. Hey y'all, we are in Jackson County, headed towards Millwood. We wanted to give you a tour of what was Kaiser Aluminum and is now Constellium aluminum products, and also look at what Berkshire Hathaway is building here in Jackson County. They're building a how many $1 million? 700 million?
I believe it's in that ballpark.
Yeah, they're building a $700 million plant here in Jackson County, and they're working on it. And so we've got the GoPro, we're already in the car, so we figured, like, why not take everybody on a little tour of, Jackson County's, industrial present, as well as, like, what Jackson County's industrial future is going to look like. I mean, the next 5 years for Jackson County is going to be crazy, folks. They're predicting, like, tons of people are going to be moving here. So between what's happening here in Jackson County and what's happening in Mason County with the new core steel mill down south of Point Pleasant. So we're going to flip around and we're going to show you, we're on the road to the plant, and show you what's happening over here, as well as what things look like at present at Constellium. So we've already turned off of West Virginia Route 2, and we are actually on the road to the plant itself.
And if you look to your right, of course, right there is the...
Oh yeah, there's the Ohio River. You can wave and see people in Ohio. So this road runs right parallel with what was the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. Oh my, look at that pothole. But this road runs parallel with the old Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, what's owned by CSX now, that goes from Wheeling to Huntington, and then you've got the Ohio River right here, and then we are on the road to Constellium. So this is a road that my grandfather drove every day for 35 years, that all of the people who worked at the plant from Ravenswood drove every day for decades. And so, okay, we're coming up so you can see what this place looks like. It's not as big as it used to be because they tore part of it down when the pot room side was closed, but it's still a huge facility. So I'm gonna show you out the side window what it looks like. And you see here all these electric lines running to this facility. So this facility was built initially in 1955, 1956, 1957, and opened in November of 1957. So you can see what's been torn down. This side was what was torn down. So this is where my grandpa worked. And you can see the smokestack. We've talked about the iconic Kaiser Aluminum smokestack, but there it is. Right in front of you, you can see it says Kaiser Aluminum. So that's what's left. It closed in the late aughts, like 2009, 2010, and people held on and hoped it would reopen, but it didn't. But this is the side of the plant that is currently in operation by Constellium. There's still, several thousand people who work here. And these are really good paying union jobs. This is, what contributes vastly to Jackson County, West Virginia's tax base. Constellium is the largest single taxpayer in Jackson County. A lot of what they pay goes towards our public schools, to ambulance levies, to the library levy. So this plant it's been open for decades and decades and decades, and it's still having a major financial impact on what's happening in Jackson County, West Virginia. So when we come to the end of this road, which we're almost to the end of it, you can see through the trees up here, you can see where they're building the new Berkshire Hathaway facility, and they're building it at what was what we call CARA, the Kaiser Employees Recreation Area, and it looks pretty horrible right now. Would you agree with that statement, Dave?
What is it you refer to it as?
I call it Fern Gully. It looks horrible. Like, they've chopped every tree down, and it just looks awful. Like,
Have you looked at your
yeah, you can see right here. It's like my childhood has just been chopped down, because I have some of my fondest memories are coming here to play, for family reunions and things. But I also understand that when Berkshire Hathaway wants to make a $700 million investment in your community, you kind of just got to shut up sometimes. So here's what's happening right now. You can see it just gets bigger all the time. There's like more equipment, more holes, more craziness happening by the week. I mean, it's just wild, folks. I can't wait to see what's going to end up happening. But here's Fern Gully. If you look there, it's so awful. It just makes me want to cry. Looking at these just massive piles of trees. But I understand progress means chopping trees down sometimes too. So, but that's where we are. I mean, this is a massive logging operation, as you can see out the window as Dave puts his head back. But that's the historic CARA house up there on the hill. And so if you're a kid of a certain age or adult of a certain age in Jackson County, you have lots of fond memories of this piece of property. So I'm going to keep videotaping until we turn off of Route 2. Millwood is just a bopping little place. There are all kinds of industrial sites down here, like Armstrong Flooring and KS of West Virginia. I mean, there's just all kinds of businesses down here on Route 2. Here's some office space it says for lease. There's trucking company here. You can see that. And then the reason why I really wanted to stay videotaping is right over here. That is our Army National Guard Armory here. It's our reserve center. This was I think $30 million investment in Jackson County, and we have lots of community events here as well. So this is, not on a 4-lane road, but it is definitely a bopping part of Jackson County, and it has been. I mean, Millwood, this is where they used to take boats up Mill Creek to Ripley before the railroad, and then when the railroad came through, then they built the Mill Creek Valley Railroad from here to Ripley. So, of course, you've got Dollar General as well. There's a Dollar General on every corner in Jackson County, as well as the rest of West Virginia. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of what's happening in Jackson County. It's exciting when new businesses are, in the process of coming. We don't know what things are going to look like. We know that we're going to need housing. We know that hopefully this means we're going to have more kids coming into Jackson County schools. We hope that there are more people going to be spending their money and investing in Jackson County. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll keep you updated on what's happening down at Millwood here in Jackson County as things progress. Thanks, y'all, for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to West Virginia History with Mrs. B on both Facebook and YouTube.